How's it going, everybody? Fifth video here. It's currently 1:35 a.m. and I just posted my first kind of posting looking for a partner for a property that I found. But yeah, pretty exciting. So I'm basically just gonna talk about the property. But yeah, I posted on Bigger Pockets. And hopefully someone will contact me. Even if the deal doesn't go through, I wrote a really good analysis on this property, and maybe someone will be interested in working with me on a future property if this one just doesn't work out. But today I kind of finished this rental property calculator. I took a template from someone named Jay Scott, who's like a really good flipper. He posts a lot on Bigger Pockets, but I took his template and I kind of made it my own. I can't figure out how to share my screen yet, so once I can do that, I'll actually show you the calculator and how it works and everything. But yeah, I'll just explain or talk about the property. So I found this on realtor.com. It's a 3-unit tri-plex. 6 bedrooms in total. It doesn't list the bathrooms, so I'm not too sure why. I feel like that's normally a big part of it, but there's private yards. If I was the owner, I would pay nothing for utilities, so no water, sewer, or electric. I would pay garbage though, so there's no HOA. New ACs were installed last summer with new ducts. Roof repaired last summer, new water heater in one of the units, and then based on the pictures, it looks like I could definitely add some value, do some forced appreciation, which is where you rehab it a little bit. It is out in Phoenix. I don't know the area too well, to be honest. I've got to look into more of like figuring out how to determine like the kind of like the livability of the area, but it's listed for $305,000 right now, but it was listed at $335,000 like almost a month ago, and it has steadily dropped like 10K every couple weeks or so. But yeah, so basically, to do the analysis, what I did was I went online and to the county assessor, and I tried to figure out the tax, and it was like substantially low. Like, it was kind of weird. Like, in Arizona, it's calculated weird. You have a full cash value. The county assessor gives it a limited property value, and then they take 10% of that based on an assessment ratio, which is just standard, and then taxes are calculated on that assessed LPV, which is like the 10% of the limited property value. But it was like $5,389, and then you multiply the tax rate times that, which gave you like $34. So I didn't think that was right at all. But if it is, that'd be awesome. The full cash value of the property is $179,000. That's pretty crazy for a triplex, at least based on what I've seen. So it makes me feel like you could definitely like decrease the you could put in a lower offer than 305K, especially since I think it could use some work. But anyways, yeah, so I ended up estimating property taxes at around $2,000, and that's based on other triplexes in the Phoenix area. Next is like home insurance, and so I looked it up online. There was a good post, and for a 4-unit in Scottsdale, a realtor recommended $1 million liability coverage, and yeah, so and the person who posted only had 300,000 liability coverage, and that had an annual premium of $1,038. But the realtor said for a small increase, you could got that up to like $1 million. And yeah, he said cost would be minimal to increase that number. So I ended up estimating at 2,000. This realtor also made a good point of having like 18 to 12 months of rent for vacancy, having that stashed. But anyways, yeah, so ended up doing 2K for home insurance. I ran the numbers with property and without property management. So generally you're gonna put that in at 10% of your rental income for a month, but they charge an upfront fee for getting tenants into the property. This already has tenants in it, which is good. Yeah, so then CapEx I put at 11% because I feel like at least 150,000 or $150 per month coming in. So at 11% of the rent, that'd be 264. So that's good. And then 10% for small maintenance and repairs. And then, like I said, I went on Zillow and other kind of like 2-bedroom places were renting for around $1,000. So I ran the numbers at $1,000 for rent and then $800 for the rent. And at each of those I did with and without property management. And that was at a $300,000 purchase price. So yeah, I ran the numbers on that. The financing, I did a conventional loan at 20% for down, 4% interest over 30 years. That gives you $1,145 if the purchase price is in fact 300,000. Yeah, so then essentially that gives you, if you're doing $800 for rent, which was low, and then you're doing 10% for property management, which I kind of wanted to learn how to property manage on my own, so I would probably not even include that. That gives you a cash flow of $682 per month. And now that doesn't reach that 2% rule, but it does reach that 1% rule I was talking about. And that's only because I included $10,000 for upfront improvements right when you take the house over, $5,000 in closing costs, and then $1,000 in miscellaneous. And that's at a 20% down payment. That you get that 1% cash on cash return. So I think it ultimately will come down to the financing of the property, because I was reading somewhere that for like FHA loans where you have to live in it, so I couldn't do that for this because I wouldn't want to kick someone out and like start paying myself, especially since there's already renters there. But at least assuming, I emailed the agent and asked if I could call him or get more information tomorrow. But yeah, for FHA loans, they require you to pay a mortgage insurance premium up front, which is 1.75% of the loan that you get. And then in addition to that, you're paying mortgage insurance every month. But yeah, and that's actually like they talk about there. I read a great article, and I'll probably post it below, and it talks about how that could actually be beneficial if you're paying mortgage insurance, because if you have so let's say you put less money down on the house, that means you have less money invested. So it means you can buy a house sooner if you don't have as much income or you don't have as much money saved up. And basically what that allows you to do is you have less money in, so that means you may have $8,000 in it on a property instead of, let's say, like $30,000 at 20, if that's 20% down. And what that allows you to do is that allows you to start building equity in the house as it appreciates, and that could be greater in a year over than what you pay in the mortgage insurance premiums and costs each month totaled. So you can actually start making money that way, even though you're paying like for the insurance, because you put less money into it and you're getting that appreciation of the house value. That's how it works out basically. And in this case, I wouldn't even be living there. I mean, I couldn't do an FHA loan, but I could do a conventional loan and do under the 20%. And if that's the case, they require you to also have mortgage insurance. But once you hit that 20%, like of equity in the house, then you no longer have to pay mortgage insurance anymore. FHA loans you do, and you also have to live in the house. But hopefully I could just bypass that all and get a partner or something. We could figure out like some way to finance it, or if they finance like the down payment and the rehab costs, I would grind it out to make this work. But who knows? I'm not going to fall in love with this. There's plenty of properties. I'm going to try and analyze some more, show you guys the calculator that I've been working on, and kind of making my own almost. But yeah, lots of opportunity actually. So never keep a closed mind. And I think the biggest part that I need to do is just analyze more deals, continue to ask questions, and then network with both agents and potential partners. But yeah, who knows? I'll see if I get any responses on the Bigger Pockets posts that I made. If not, no worries. No one has responded to any of my posts so far. It's kind of frustrating. But yeah, we'll see. So, alright, that's all for this, and I'll post that one link, and adios.